is out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Almost certainly a future Hall of Famer, and he's still seeking the storybook ending to his career. But he had patience, looked around, took his time before choosing his team. And boy, they're glad that he did, because he still has a lot of juice left despite being 41 years old. Finishing the top 10 in passing yards last season with nearly 4,000 yards and touchdowns as well with 28.
At the 33-yard line.
2nd and 7. Now it's Rodgers. That's caught. He gets it out to Austin. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. The Steelers are 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now run straight ahead and roll. And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Ray's enjoying things so far here this afternoon.
Man, that man was on the fucking ground, man. Fuck out of here.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, you know.
Why I can't challenge the fucking play?
Going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get
that man on the fucking ground, man.
Put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
The hell you say? The man was clearly laying on the fucking ground.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So an early challenge, and you know that those coaches hate to use those red flags too early, but this one turns out to be successful. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 22.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Warren, touchdown, Pittsburgh. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they ended with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal. They've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Has it complete to Jackson Smith.
Man, where are y'all playing? What kind of defense are y'all playing?
Before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
A gain of 19 yards. First down.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker to third. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now it's Darnold. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. 2 yards, good enough for first.
That's good for the Seahawks. First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Back to throw, Darnold. He finds Smith and Jigba. And brought down, but not before.
You got them DBs don't play on the man for shit. They just stand around and fucking watch.
Well, when you're facing a receiver like this, you always come into a game thinking, we've got to put our best corner on him. We've got to find a way to get him off his route, limit his touches.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down. So 2nd and long, you got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold. That'll be caught by Cup. Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he is going to lose yardage here. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 50 foot. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up a live ball here, remember. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
They'll start this drive out of the ground. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Why are you falling the fuck down?
3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Here now, 3rd and a yard. On the give, it's Warren. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
Brad, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you saw that with your making backs there.
Ernest Jones there for the tackle. Well done. He snapped that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun on third down, Rodgers.
Man, catch the fucking ball.
Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's first and 10. Warren will try the right side. Down right around the 25. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped it. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And his throw is incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Hard throw.
Catch the fucking ball.
Like what I see so far in this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Darnold down to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Second and 10. To throw is Darnold. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. Here now, a third down and 8.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
Here's Darnold. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Steelers are going on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with a 10-0 lead, you figure they won't try to do anything foolish here. Here's Rodgers. He's got his tight end flying to his right side. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. As they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now a 2nd and 2. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Picked off by Kobe Bryant.
That shit doo-doo.
Gets a football in very good field position late in this first half. So from the after the interception. Here's Darnold.
Man, how they just make my man piss like that, man?
Now the Seahawks called the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Darnold. He finds Smith and Jigba.
Shit, fucking did it, man.
Touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our trip around the league starts now, and it kicks off in South Florida. The Dolphins at home to take on the Patriots in the AFC East. And it's the Miami defense that comes up with the big play here. They get the interception of Drake May.
That boy went 5 for 29.
Touchdown, pick 6. Got another one to get to right now. How about Gang Green, the Jets? They're playing host to the Buffalo Bills. And here's a man who went for 1,000 yards last year, James Cook. He tied for the league lead with 16 rushing touchdowns in 2024. He's got his first of the season right here. Last but not least, let's go to Baltimore. The Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. It's the man who had over 1,900 yards last season, Derrick Henry. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. The Ravens are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, our game has lived up to the hype. Just a field goal separates these two teams. 10-7 your score as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. Some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. Working to put a drive together. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Off of play action, Darnold. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And now it's 3rd and 4. They caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catches. Hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Well, standing that time for Keanu Benton. Got him there and hit him for a loss.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And this one also still developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. I guess that was a little better. He got back to the line of scrimmage there after the loss on first down, but now you're still dealing with a 3rd and long.
So let's put on our offense coordinator hat. They've been very aggressive against the run the last 2 plays. I'm thinking screen right here. Let them come get the quarterback and dump it off. There could be some room to roam.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Now a loose football.
Man, come on, that man on the fucking ground.
And they will take over at the 29. Yard line. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
I gotta keep choosing fucking timeout to goddamn get the fucking ball back.
Previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So Mike Tomlin correct in his assessment to throw the flag there. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. 56 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. That was because the defense in front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
To throw is Rodgers.
Throw the ball. God damn.
That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he called that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
I think in this situation, all you want to do is make sure your guys are set up front. No one jumps, no penalties. Sometimes we even call a cadence, just go and pick it up.
Yeah, because it's on them. I mean, the quarterback's job's pretty easy then.
It really is. You talk about inches, just go get it.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff for Wolf. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Gotta tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Metcalf.
To the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now Rodgers.
Catch the ball, it's in your fucking hands, man.
Freak rolling on the coverage there defensively.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Darnold shakes off the sand.
Man, that man's stacked, man. Come on.
Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game. And there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the Patriots
Man, I thought you let that man come off the end like that.
careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Room here to run. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. And just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try to loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 8. They'll run it.
Warren, get in the hole, man.
So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I put the word big in capital letters here. And the Steelers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Catch the goddamn ball.
The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. So now Darnold and the Seahawks down 13-7. Just over 2 minutes to go. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. Now Darnold. Open man is Garner to take in. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. Here comes second down and 5. Darnold. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it?
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in possession. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you got that small lead.
Yeah, when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Rodgers to throw. And he's across for a late touchdown. And in the final seconds, Rodgers just about put a camera on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock gets all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now stands at 13. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Steelers, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gunn. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner.